Hi guys, how's it going? And welcome back to my garden again. So I've got a couple of new plants to plant. My favourite place is the garden centre at the minute. I don't go clothes shopping anymore. I literally go plant shopping. That's like my happy place, is a garden centre. So yeah, went to the garden centre the other day, bought some new plants. So I've got two different types, one for shade and then one for full sun. So starting off with the shade plant, so I've got a Lungwort silver bouquet, so also known as pulmonaria. So it gets its name, so pulmonaria means lung, and actually if you have a look at the leaves, if I show you, let's have a look at this one, this is probably a better one. If you have a look at the leaves, they're sort of green with that sort of silvery spotted on the leaves as well, sort of spotting. And apparently the reason it's called lungwort is because it sort of resembles a diseased lung, which is not a very nice thing to think about really, but that's why they've called it that. So I think this one's been in the sun a little bit too much, so it's sort of, some of the leaves have bleached a little bit, so that is actually what the leaves should look like. But yeah, so they grow about sort of 30 centimetres by 50, so more spread, sort of a larger spread than height. As I said, they can take shade, part shade. And another interesting thing actually is in spring they send up these beautiful flowers. They're sort of pink and purple. It's actually pink when the flowers first come out, and as they age they get to purple. So sort of at one time on the plant it always looks like you've got lots of different types of blooms, the two different colours, and even more because some of them go from sort of light pink to dark pink to purple. So it's just a really, really interesting plant, so you get lots of different colours in one plant, which looks amazing to me. So yeah, that's the lungwort. On the other side I have got this beautiful Dianthus. So this is the one that likes sun. So this is a double Dianthus. I'll just show you a little bit of a close-up. So they're absolutely beautiful. So they start off as this sort of darker pink, and you can see on the inside you've got sort of an even darker rim, sort of darker circle, and then they sort of age to this lighter pink, which I think is just gorgeous. And the scent is amazing. It's sort of, to me it reminds me of sort of cloves, like a sweet clove smell, almost like Christmas time in a way. But yeah, really, really nice scent as well. So these can grow up to, it says 20 centimetres, so maybe double the height that it is now. But yeah, so both of these are perennials, both of these are winter hardy in the UK, so you can plant them and they should come back year after year. The Dianthus, I read, is, they're sort of quite a short-lived perennial, so maybe up to 6 years, and then they'll start to peter out, so you might have to dig them up and then replant them. But yeah, but the lungwort should be very, very long-lasting. So I'm just going to show you where I'm going to place these plants and where we're going to plant them. So just for reference, this is the border that I want to upgrade a little bit. So I recently planted some lavender, phlox, and then again down here lavender and phlox, and I just want to add even more colour in with the Dianthus. So I'm going to be popping the Dianthus into this border, and I've got two spots that I think will go nicely. Hopefully they're going to get enough sun. So I've got a little spot here underneath this pink peony, which I think, I'm debating whether that's actually the right spot. I don't know if that's going to get enough sun. Okay, let me have a think about that. But the other spot should be fine, which is down here behind these begonias and this phlox, and then we've got a little bit of a gap there. So I think that gets enough sun, so that should be fine. Let me have a think about the other ones, because I don't want to plant them and then for them to just peter out and die, because that would just be a waste. Okay, so I think I've made the decision. I'm not going to put it there because it just does not get enough light there. We are sort of lunchtime here and the sun is not hitting it yet, so I think that that's not going to be the right spot. But what I think I might do is plant it just behind these begonias. So we've got the lavender there, lady's mantle, grass, begonias. I'll just give you a close-up. And then this is a Hebe which I wanted to take out anyway and just plant somewhere else. So I might take that out and then plant the Dianthus behind there, and they'll sort of match really well with the pink begonias. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So anybody that knows me well knows that I do like to move plants around. Sometimes I plant things that aren't quite in the right spot, and it happens to everybody, I know it does, and so I do end up moving them. I normally find another home for them in the garden, so I don't bin them or anything, but yeah, if something's not doing well in a spot in your garden, then just move it, you know, don't throw it away, or you can give it to somebody, just sort of rehome it somewhere else in the garden. But if it's not doing well, just dig it up and then put something else there that you like more. So I'm just going to get that Hebe dug out, and then I'll place the Dianthus and then get those planted. So I think that's actually going to work out perfectly, because what I try and do with our borders is to sort of duplicate plants and just sort of mirror certain groupings of plants, sort of one side of the border and then a bit further down. Maybe not exactly, but actually this one's going to be exactly the same, because we've got lavender, begonia, Dianthus is going to go behind, and we've got the phlox. And then coming down here, a bit down the border, we're going to have exactly the same. So we'll have the lavender, the begonias, the Dianthus will go behind, and the phlox. So it kind of works out sort of mirroring each other. Obviously there's other plants around it in between it, but I think that's going to look really, really nice and really, really good for that cohesion. Right, so let's get these Dianthus in the ground. So I've got the Dianthus planted, and I'm really, really happy where they've ended up actually. So yeah, sometimes things you think you're going to plant something somewhere and then it just doesn't work out and it ends up being better. So yeah, that's gardening. So onto the lungwort now. So I'll just show you where I've decided, or I think I've decided where I'm going to plant those. So I'm up at the top of that same border. You've got little chickens. Hi girls. Hello. So we've got Brunnera, our Brunnera. We've got some white daisies which I might move. And then we've got a beautiful hosta. So this one should get a lot bigger. But it's only just been put in this year. So I think this is called Whirlwind Hosta, absolutely beautiful. And then we've just got some sort of weeds growing here, but they look really pretty, so I'm going to leave them. And then we've got an amnesia in the background, and then here again this is kind of quite a weed area, but it looks quite pretty. We've got some Shasta daisies that are just about to bloom. They are literally just about to open up. And then we've got a camellia behind. So I think I've just kind of neglected this area a little bit, just because it's behind the chicken coop and you can't really see it that much. Hello. Hello, little ones. Hello. Hi. So we've got 3, but the other one must be inside, it being broody. Anyway, back to the planting. So here we've got this hosta, and I thought it would be really nice to maybe plant a couple of the lungworts, maybe here and here, just to sort of fill up that area a little bit around the hosta. And then I'll just show you where I think the others two are going to go. So just sort of coming back down the border. So this is where we just planted our Dianthus, coming all the way down. Again, just planted the Dianthus there. And I think maybe just somewhere in the back here. So we've got these two beautiful hostas again. These are called June. Just look at those leaves. I mean, they're looking a little bit, looking a little bit dirty. We had some rainfall last night. So I think it's just kind of got a little bit of rain marking on the leaves. But yeah, look at those. They're just so beautiful. Hostas are just beautiful. I love them, aren't they? They're just absolutely amazing. So I think behind here we've got a little bit of a gap, which could do with a little bit of foliage, I think. So I think that's where I'm going to put the other two lungworts. Alright guys, so yes, they ended up there, and I think they're just going to be really, really nice with that hosta as well. That hosta should sort of grow a bit bigger and sort of grow over them a little bit and sort of fill in that area, and then obviously these will sort of fill out a little bit sideways as well as just a little bit more up, but mostly sideways. And then the other ones ended up down here, and I think again they look really, really good. Again, just filling a little bit of a spot, and I think they'll just sort of brighten up that area. It's a bit sort of dark in there, so the hostas already, I think, brighten up the area a little bit, and then I think these sort of little silvery spots on the leaves are going to brighten it up even more. Yeah, so happy with that. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. So I'd love to know what things you're planting at the minute. I know I'm sort of doing videos on planting, but I'd love to know what sort of things you're planting. Maybe it's something I haven't heard of, or the other watchers haven't heard of, or something that you can really, really recommend in the garden. But yeah, so please do leave your comments below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.